Can see if he was.
Okay, I stopped the video by mistake. I'm very sorry about that. Pardon me, viewers. Hello, guys. This is Pranit Anand. Back to the video. So today is a beautiful day. Today is Saturday today, and we have the West Copenhagen District Police.
Copenhagen West End.
West Copenhagen, yes, no problem. And we have two gentlemen here. They are junior constables C2575 and D1621. So where do we start now?
Yes.
Let me tell you that I was washing clothes today in the laundromat, which I do on Saturday mornings. And I had the green room, and I finished washing clothes there. I took out the clothes from the machine, put them up to dry. And while I was finishing from there, this guy showed up. He's also living on Kingo's Road.
Yes.
And now I put it back again on the video that he has a history of violence. He has been violent with me personally. He intimidated me for a long time, and I did not report it because I was scared of him. He has also been violent with a Filipino girl on the road near the market in front of everyone. And his main game here is to intimidate me. I'm pretty sure about that. I have a video of him. I was just going to make my own report. I have written down the application, and I will send it by e-box.
Okay, can you show us the video?
That I will send to the police by email.
But we are the police.
Yeah, but it will go to the prosecutor.
Okay.
I believe it should be enough. I don't know. I can show you also, but then I'll have to stop my filming. Or what I can do is I can film from my mother's camera because I don't want to take any chances. So I need all of this to be on film.
That's fine.
Also, what the police is interacting with me. I hope you don't mind. With all due respect, I'm just filming for the situation. I'm not filming you personally.
Yeah, no worries.
And I have no intention to offend anyone. I'm using the laundromat. I do it well. I clean it up. It's very dirty there.
Yes.
There's people who steal from there. There are people who just show up there for no reason. And a lot of suspicious things are already going on there.
Okay.
And then he shows up when I'm finishing my program. And I went and started to hang the clothes. He probably took the same room as me, the green room.
Yes, that's also what he told us. Yeah.
Yeah, and afterwards he had put his clothes to wash while I was in the drying room number 1 putting my clothes to dry. And so he's cooked it really up because this is what they do here in this neighborhood. They snitch it up and they cook it up with a lot of mixed details, and then the police shows up in full force. It's very normal what happens here. And our family, we are a decent, respectable family. We are educated people here. We do not even complain. So it's normal here that they will do this. They will try to make it look like these guys are the bad ones. Now I have finished washing my clothes. I'm hanging them down, and he's in the green room putting his clothes to wash. And he sets his clothes to wash. Then I hear somebody say, "Thank you, have a nice day," in English to me while I'm hanging my clothes to dry. And I don't see who it is. So I don't know if he's the guy who said it.
He explains it that it was him who said thank you to you.
All right, that he said to me then. Okay, that makes the case even more interesting. So he says thank you to me, but I didn't see whose face it was. And he goes out of the laundromat. And I usually, when I finish washing my clothes, I will sit down a little bit and relax. I also take some tea to drink. You can see the teacup there.
Yes.
And I will separate the private clothes from the other clothes. I don't take the private clothes downstairs to hang. I don't hang them downstairs. I bring them upstairs to my own apartment. There are other people who also leave their very sensitive private clothes downstairs. So there is also a big controversy here about what clothes we should hang in the public areas. And he says, if he was the one, he says thank you, and he goes away. I have been very, very threatened. Okay, I thought he was a nightmare.
Okay, but in which part of?
Yeah, afterwards.
Where does you feel? What does he do to make you feel threatened?
He starts to ask me to get out, and he will call the police because it's harassment.
Okay, but can I just stop you? Because you just explained that he says thank you and then leaves.
Yeah.
But where in the story does he?
Then he comes back.
Okay.
But it's very interesting because he comes back twice.
Okay.
So actually, he's kind of harassing me, and this is the way they act here because they are lowlifes and they are small-time criminals, sir. You have 4 years of experience, and I hope you can use it to your best knowledge, because he comes back again when I'm finished with the clothes and I'm just relaxing on the bench. He shows up again. There are about maybe 30, 40 minutes left on his program. He just peeps into the green room and goes out again.
Okay.
So I say it out aloud that he came here for nothing. He's being very suspicious. So why would he come back again for nothing? I don't know, but he did do that. And then in the meantime, I'm still there on the bench and I'm doing my whatever puzzles and so forth on the phone. I'm trying to call my friends in Indonesia and talk about my trip to Bali and so forth. And this gentleman shows up right when I'm about to leave. He shows up again. And I say something about his history of violence to me and that he is very suspicious, upon which in about, I think it was less than 1 minute of him being in the laundry, he becomes very agitated and he starts to say, this is harassment and I will have you thrown out.
Okay, I can just tell you right now that he has a very different story of what happened.
Okay, but I have it on video.
Okay, yeah.
Most of it I have on
show
video.
us the video.
Yeah, I can show you that too, but let me just tell you verbally now. And then it's again A's words against B's, up to the point that there's an Eastern European who comes back into the laundry, a female, and she's a good witness. You can ask her who was yelling at who. But before all of that, so in about half a minute, he goes like, this is harassment, I'll have you thrown out. And I will call the police, and his hands are trembling and he's pointing at me because he's been made to hear in front of the whole world that he's been violent with me. He was very violent with me, sir. I was very intimidated for a very long time.
Okay.
And
he also explained that you pushed him.
Yeah, I have that on video, and I used a flat hand because he got my phone. Okay. That was the worst that happened in terms of physical action.
Yeah.
Most of it was verbal. And in terms of verbal action, so basically then he starts calling the police, or what he does, I don't know, but
he did.
He's on the phone for 5 minutes, and I'm very surprised that the police can use so much energy on him, if that's what he did. But for 5 minutes, and I don't know the language, so I don't know what he's talking about. And I'm continuing, immediately when he starts saying, this is harassment, I'll have you thrown out, I put on my video. And he takes about half a minute to say different things about, complaints about all over the world, and then he's on the phone, and I keep filming all the way.
Okay.
So he's on the phone, and while he's on the phone, I'm filming him, and he comes to me with a pointing finger, and he starts to threaten me, but it's not in English. He was threatening to me also while he was on the phone with, as we understand, the police. He was threatening to me at that time too, and that is on video. And then he takes a long call with the police, and I also have some knowledge of the police, which I don't like to say out loud, but the police are also up to some problems, and they make mistakes sometimes.
Of course,
it's normal, it's human.
You're only human.
Yeah, so that's fine. And I said it out aloud when he was on the phone, and maybe the person who was attending the phone heard that too. And then he finishes the phone call, and he becomes raging mad while I'm filming, and he starts to command me out of the laundromat.
Okay.
And he's pointing at me. He's coming very close to me. He's intimidating me. He's like a nightmare. I can feel him. He's like a nightmare.
Okay.
And he keeps ordering me out of the laundromat. And I say, well, it's not for you to decide that. I will leave when I leave. And he is insulting me in the meantime. He is swearing at me. He is being very, very threatening to me. And I keep filming him while he starts to then come close to me and point his finger or show his hand. And he also starts to say, don't film. He tries to order me to stop filming. Then he gets my phone like this, and he's trying to get my shoulder. So I say, okay, I will defend myself legally. I tell it loud on video also. And I say, I will give him one with the flat hand. He keeps repeating himself enough. So I think it's time to say that I have to neutralize the threat. So I give him one with the flat hand. And then his world collapses. He can't take it. I don't know what happens to him, but he becomes double more the nightmare than he already was. And he is screaming at the top of his lungs. He is hollering. He is shaking. He is grimacing. I have written it all down in my report.
Okay.
It was a living nightmare. It was very, very scary for me and very hurtful.
Okay.
And then he begins to, hello sir, how are you? G1733, beautiful. You are not ethnic Danish.
What?
Not ethnic Danish.
No, half.
Half, yes, no problem. But we have some good Vikings here. But so then then my mother rushes down. My mother rushes down from here. It's just down the stairs, and the door is right there.
Yes.
And we had this problem also in Indonesia, where there was a Russian man who was drinking alcohol in public. And in Indonesia, it is not allowed to drink alcohol in public. And when I tried to tell him that he shouldn't do that, where we were living in the guest house, then he became very, very threatening to me. And somehow my mother thought it was me who was wrong.
Okay.
Because that is what these hard-knuckle criminals do. They make it look like the other one is wrong. It is clearly wrong to drink alcohol in Indonesia in public.
Okay.
Similarly, over here, it was him who was shouting at me and threatening me. I was loud, of course. I was loud, but my voice was firm, and it was in a bass tone pretty much all the time. And I was scared out of my living wits at the same time, too. And then eventually, when my mother came down, I got very agitated I couldn't take it that my mother, again, was doing the same thing like Indonesia. and starting to correct me. Of course, she's right. She has a right to correct me, but I feared for her safety.
Okay.
Because this man was seen beating a Filipino woman on the street. So I asked my mother to leave. She said yes, but she didn't leave. And I respect my mother. She's a doctor. She's very experienced, and she is very wise. But I feared for her safety too much, so I shoved her out of the laundromat
Okay.
physically.
Okay.
And after she was gone, I ended with this man. He was continuously still agitated and hollering at me. It was like a double nightmare now. He was very scary, but I had nothing more to do in the laundromat, and I left of my own free will.
Okay. Okay, I can tell you that he has a different version of the story.
Yeah.
And we are not gonna do a report on it now. We are of course gonna we're gonna make an incident report on this. So we have something in our system that this happened. But from what I understand, you began filming him, and he asked you specifically not to film him, and you have to respect that. I understand that you feel threatened.
Hi guys.
And you know, just as like you're doing now, you are recording away from us, so you film the audio, and you are allowed to do that. But you also have to respect people's personal privacy, and when they ask you not to film them, you have to respect that.
Yes, this is a thing. This is a
we-
thing that happens often in North Europe, sir, that people take it personally. Now, to start with, with the history that he has, he will
But
obviously
we
try to
can't judge
intimidate
people.
me.
We can't judge
And when
people
I'm in a
that-
laundromat, sir, if
But
there's someone
I
in
have
the
some rules to
background,
work with also. I have some rules that I have to follow, and those rules say that we cannot judge people based on their past.
all right, is that a rule you have in the police?
Yes,
Okay, but that's an amazing rule if you have that rule.
the entire law system is based on that.
Yeah, it's the I've been learning about the law. It's the inquisitorial law system.
I don't know the English word for it.
No,
sorry.
but it is, yeah, it works quite well. But yeah, we can talk about that another day because there are also some flip sides to this legal system.
Okay,
But anyways-
we are not here to talk about legal
Okay,
system.
I'm sorry
just
that I
here-
filmed
just
him.
here
I'm
to-
sorry that I came close to him by filming him. But in the overall scene, I was filming the surroundings and I was also filming evidence to be sure that this man did not get too close to me.
Okay,
And I can tell you 110%, sir, that today, if I did not use the camera, this man would have struck me.
okay.
He was that angry. He was angry. He was incensed. He was ready to do it. And given his history also, okay, it's fine that you don't judge him by his past in the police. But as human beings, we all have a sixth sense about what happened to us in the past. And we learn from that. It's a normal instinct. This is what we learned when we were living in the caves. That if something very bad happened to us, then we must be alert and we must be safer the next time.
Of course. But like I said, he has one version of the story. You have another version of the story. We can't decide who's right or who's wrong based on the explanation that he has given and you has given because they conflict. So we can't match who is right or wrong in this. So we're just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna write an incident report on it, but we're not gonna do anything more. And for the next time, I'm just gonna have to ask you that when you film someone and they say they do not want to be filmed, that you just, take the phone down and just record the audio. Because then if something happens, you still have the evidence, just not you can't see the evidence, but you can hear it. Okay?
Oh, that is a technicality, sir, and I'm grateful for your advice. I can also just put the focus on the floor.
Exactly. So instead of filming people like this, you can just put the phone down and you just hold it in your hand. Because in that way, when you are standing in front of somebody, it doesn't seem as invading to their personal space.
Yeah,
Does it make
well,
sense?
you have 4 years of experience, but I can also say that if the person is coming right at me with a closed fist, and just before I begin to take legal self-defense, which can be a push with the flat hand, it will be very useful in court to film that
I
and then
agree.
put the phone away.
Yes, but again, when people
So that was it,
when
basically.
people aren't physically threatening you, and they ask you to put the phone down or away, you have to respect it. It's common courtesy.
Yes.
I understand that it is within your legal boundaries.
That
to
is not what
continue
happened
filming.
today, but of course, if it happens, that's right. Yeah, that is the right way to do
Okay,
it. Yes.
Okay. Then our visit here has had its purpose. So we will take our leave now.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
And I've already reported some missing suspicious vehicles from here. I hope you guys get to that. There are enough vehicles here that are suspicious.
Okay.
There's one just on this road here,
Okay.
and it has not been removed for more than 1 year. It is full of bird droppings and dust.
Okay.
And actually, in April, there was a traffic warden who came here and put up a sticker that it should be moved within 48 hours by the owner.
Okay.
And that was in April. Now we're in July.
Okay.
The owner did not move it, and neither did law enforcement. So that car is just creating a stink here.
Okay.
So I'm very sorry to note that. And I have also taken further action because I did, in fact, personally get involved to the extent of being a good neighbor. And I have called up your numbers 3 times, and I was not given any reassurance. So I've taken the matter ahead. We need a lot of cars here to be cleaned up. That's not the only one here.
Okay.
And there are also cars outside on Wien Boulevard. And I believe it was a very suspicious car which then disappeared.
Okay.
And all of this I have been communicating with the police. And I have video for it all, and I have also sent emails.
Okay.
So I hope you have a very productive day ahead, building your experience and doing a good job. I'm glad that you listen to both sides.
Of course, that's our job.
And we are all junior constables here, which means you have 7 years before you become anything more. But of course, that helps a lot to start at the lowest level and then work
You
your
have
way
to
up.
start someplace, right?
The lowest, yeah. And then you work your way up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Great. And you have G1733, yes? Very good.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, I would appreciate it in future if the body art was kept a bit lower and these tattoos here and the body art.
There are no rules that says otherwise in Denmark.
No. Humanity, human rules. I believe if a police person has this, it's my own belief. You can believe what you like.
Yes.
But if you have this kind of, body art on you,
That's not nice.
it will give you away.
Why you?
Look at you. Look at your arms. They're so nice and clean.
Yes.
For me, it's my opinion that when I see a policeman, I like the police person, male or female, without body art.
Okay.
It's my humble
That's my
opinion.
decision. That's my body, my decision, right?
Of course. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Thank you, guys.
You too.
We look forward to good times in the future with the life in North Europe. Bye-bye. May God have mercy on the sinners. May God heal the sick, and may God help the weak.